And good evening to all of you, especially the chairman of the meeting, Sir Rambaran, and the speakers who came before me. I want to say thanks to all of you. I particularly listened to young Mr. Charles. I was very impressed with her, and so too with Steve, and so too with Dave, and of course, Chairman Rika Ramjit was her own true good self. I want to say also thanks to the young people who played that tune just now. We are from Enterprise. I will tell you something. I left Ponforte yesterday after the funeral, and I raced to Enterprise to begin to walk, meet people and greet people. And I saw this young group in a corner playing some drums for me on a pan. I spent about 5 or 7 minutes there, and I was touched. I was very impressed. But no one told me they would be here tonight. So for me, it's a welcome surprise. And thanks to all of you, Miss, have them here tonight. Thank you very much. And even at that young age, I see them wearing ILP t-shirts. That's good. That's good. So, as I was saying to you, I feel almost a sense of nostalgia to come back home, to come back to Longdenville. I recall, as a young man, a boy, I attended Longdenville Government School, primary school. I was in school with people like Clary Bell and the late Jim Wise and others. And our principal, our headmaster was Isaac Sernan, and another time was Mr. Skinner. I remember in the old days, we would leave school and go and bathe in the river by Agony Bridge. And as I said those days, we would wade beach. I recall the days also in Longdenville, when we go on St. Louis Estate and catch birds, pico plat, semp, vimal. We catch birds in those days. I remember very well to Longdenville. This is the place where I began my football career. I began to play for Palm Spring Club, and after Palm Spring Club, I then went on to other avenues. But I began here at Palm Spring Club. And in those days, we lived as one happy family. Yes. In fact, the star player in Palm Spring Club was a fellow called Ringo Hira. And Hira, to this day, have remained my friend, but so too was his cousin, Peter Hira, a counselor, a PNM counselor. But that has nothing to do with me nor him. We are extremely good friends. In fact, two weeks ago, we were at a funeral service in Kunupia, and we hugged and embraced, and people opened their eyes big at PNM hugging an ILP. I tell them, what? I say, listen, don't come into our business, you know. This go back a long way. Peter and he went back a long way. We fought for the same constituency. I won, he lost his deposit, but I won. and even then, we have remained friends. My friends, this was the school, Longdenville Government Primary School, where I got a scholarship to go to secondary school. In fact, I was the first scholar in Longdenville to go primary school and secondary school, and I wanted to go to St. Mary's College. And my mother said, no, you'll hop the train and your foot will get cut off. In those days, hopping train was an art. And instead of that, my mother allowed me to walk 6 miles to Chaguanas. Those days was St. Philip and James, and then further afterwards, and 6 miles back. I used to get a tow in those days from a fellow called Mose. And Mose and I used to work together. He knew maths, I knew English, and we would exchange notes and so on. Those were the good days. When you had people like Wanda Stanislaus playing football, we were one big team, Dalton and Dali. All of us, one big happy family. We were poor. We were very poor indeed, but we were happy. Those were the days, my friend, when in Longdenville, your parents, at least mine, will go to the market and to give the impression that the market, that the basket is full, she will stuff the basket with guardian paper at the bottom and then put the market to give people the impression that she has a full basket of goods. Those were the days when we boil the smallest ham in the biggest special thing, but we were happy. My friend, those were the days when we had a mud oven in the yard, and I tell you, I was the best baker of bread. Sometimes 12 to 14 bread we bake in one of our shift. Those were the days when we even to pay, you pay by a standpipe, and you even collected food from your neighbor for the pigs. And when you collect food from the pigs, if that food follows the clothes in your skin, you would smell so for 2-3 weeks. Because I tell you, it was bad. But we were happy. I asked myself, what has changed now? I have walked through Longdenville Enterprise. I see people looking forlorn, looking lost, looking hopeless. And I say to myself, something has to be wrong. What has happened to this village of mine that has been transformed from the good to the bad and the ugly? And therefore, in some ways, I have made a vow for wherever I am to try to correct that.
That's right!
To try to correct that. And to correct that, you have to get it right. You would have heard all the speakers tonight talking about getting it right. Because as of tonight, we have taken that as our tagline. Obama had yes we can. The IP had getting it right. You know why it's getting it right? Because where we are today, after 5 years, is because Kamala got it wrong. Kamala got it wrong.
Yeah, she did.
When Kamala first appointed Rashmi to head the SIA, she got it wrong. And she cried and cried in the cabinet. She had a man like Brigadier Sandy going to the parliament and saying how great, of course, how great Rashmi is. And nobody knew until it was exposed in parliament that Rashmi was a fraud. Kamala got it wrong. But even before that, Kamala had it wrong when she appointed as AG Anand Ramlogan. She and I and everybody knew that Anand was bad news. We knew from reports given to us what he did at Trinidad. Yet for all, in spite of that, she appointed him as AG, and of course got it wrong. By the way, tomorrow we in court again. But Tom C comes idle, but it must be case Sarah. Right? Case Sarah. She got it wrong. When Kamala decided to have 29 members in the cabinet, she got it wrong. From 16 persons in cabinet to now 29. The government was not more effective. The government wasn't better. It was worse. And therefore I'm saying she got it wrong. When Kamala went and she in affair with the SIA and made Mara the chief of the SIA, she got it wrong. And therefore again I'm saying that's why we are here. Everything she has done so far, Section 34, she has gotten it wrong. I made it public last week. I produced evidence to show that there was collusion between Kamala and Ish and Steve. After I did that, because I had to postpone the press conference because they thought they'd hold Abu Bakr in a form of distraction. So I postponed the press conference among the reasons. But after I got the evidence and made it public, I went and delivered the evidence to the US Embassy, the same embassy that Munilal, the King Kong in politics. You see, I didn't answer him. I am not talking to King Kongs. Right? So I'm saying, therefore, I went to the embassy and delivered a copy. I went to the DPP and delivered a copy. I went to the Police Complaints Authority Director and gave a copy. I went to the Deputy Commission and gave a copy to Saddam Hussein. And I went to Steve Williams and gave him a copy. I heard this morning, William is saying it hasn't reached him as yet. From last week Friday to now, from the counter downstairs to the third floor, sixth floor. So I called this morning. My officer called this morning, Lawrence. He said, did you all get the letter I dropped for you last week Friday? His secretary said, yes, he has it. I said, fine. Because this is the same commissioner of police who in one day tell you there was no marijuana in Kamala house. And the following day tell you there was marijuana. So therefore I wanted to make sure that he got the letter. And then I asked myself, how come could the police have evidence of collusion on section 34 between Kamala and Steve and Ish and do nothing about it? Last Saturday, the owner of the house in a party in Lange Park was questioning the fact that up to now the police asked him nothing. You know what he said last Saturday? He said the checks were a joke that was meant to fool Munilal. The real money, he said, came in bags in a room behind. I didn't say so. He said so. And he asked the question, why does not the police, why don't they come asking questions? But they come to him after the election, not before. Because more and more, this country is losing its trust and confidence, not only in Kamala, but in the police service as well. But the guy is asking, he says, come and to me, I will give you more of course, information. When Kamala had 5 deficit budgets, 5 for 5 consecutive years, Kamala had deficit budgets, but because she got it wrong. When she had 29 ministers appointed, and then changed, and then fired 25, and then one left her, 26, Kamala got it wrong. Never before in the history of this country have you seen anyone, any prime minister, anywhere in the world, change 25 ministers. My friends, I want to say also that when she left 5 overseas missions, 5 of them, Canada, Costa Rica, and others, without any head. She had no leader in those 5 overseas missions. Never in this country's history, have we had, at any point in time, 5 overseas missions without any leadership. Kamala got it wrong. When Kamala appointed state boards, and on the state boards, she put party hacks who knew nothing about the enterprise of which they were of course supervising. She had it wrong. Just last month, she appointed a shopkeeper to head the airport authority. Now tell me in God's name from Lange Park, tell me in God's name, to head the airport authority of Trinidad and Tobago, you want some professional, somebody with experience, but a party hack has done that. And therefore again, I'm saying, you understand why we are what we are. My friends, the OPVs, when I came to the cabinet, I was told that the OPVs were high priced. I was told that they were doing the job. But I didn't understand that you moved the OPVs and put nothing in place for 4 years. For 4 years. I heard Dane tonight. And Dane was making the point that the borders of this country are the most porous. He has told you tonight about Chatham, where we went, how lonely it is. When I was Minister of National Security, I went to Kamala with a 100-point plan. Among the points I said to Kamala, I want to have the army camp at Maruga, at Erin, at Cedros. I told her that. She said no. I said, okay, I want you to open a consulate in Tukupita. From Tukupita to Cedros is 15 minutes. I said, open a consulate there and start with people from the special branch. She said no. I said, okay, Kamala, let us ask our police officers to declare their assets annually. She said no. Because some police officers are filthy rich. Yes. And they can't be rich on the salary they have. So Munilal says, Jack, that will take too long. I said, okay, Munilal, let's do a random sample. At least they said no. And the list goes on and on and on. So what we are reaping today is what we have sown over the last 5 years. We have sown this, and therefore today we have sown the wind, and today we are reaping the whirlwind. But you know something, my friends? What for me is a tragedy of immense proportion is the fact that I have read when the Prime Minister is going to debate tomorrow night by herself. No, if that is a sign of mental disorder. That is mental disorder. And that is what you suffer when you either smoke or drink too much. You begin to have hallucination. How could you go to debate by yourself tomorrow? And what she's doing, she's asking some journalists to come and ask questions and she answer them. I said to them, if anybody is so foolish to go there, the country should of course marginalize them. Let Kamala go and play her toy with Kenali. Let her go by herself. She wants to debate. And the same questions she asking them, all now. She already has the questions for Kenali for tomorrow night. That's a debate. A debate is something between two opposing forces. A minimum. But tomorrow night, so somebody, somewhere, is giving us really bad advice. You know, at the end of the day, I say, if she wants to debate, I will help her out. If she wants to debate, I pledge tonight that tomorrow I will debate with her. And I will debate with her on my topic though. My topic must be, we go to debate for involvement in the extradition of Ish and Steve. If she agrees, friends, I go in the morning with a blessing. Let's go and debate that. Let's go and show how she collected $8.3 million from Ish and Steve. Let's go and debate and show how she entered the house in Lance Park and took 6 checks and so on. Let's go and debate how she gave more contracts to Ish than ever before. Let's debate those things, Kamala, if you want to debate. But tomorrow, I'm saying you're having a fast. And by the way, Chairman, I started talking about Israel Khan. Israel Khan believes that he's the guardian of the court. He believes that he could terrorize the court. He called me a fugitive. Okay. I said, fine. He calls me a prisoner. I said, fine. But you know what is sad? What is sad? He's the Prime Minister's lawyer. And talking to the court, he said gratuitously about Haiti. I don't even know if you know what Port-au-Prince is. By the end of the day, let Israel Khan, Chairman, make a fool of himself for the world to see. For the world to see. Because he doesn't terrify me. If he terrifies the court, that's his business. He doesn't terrify me. Right? And that is why I'm telling you, whether it's Daniel or his brother or anybody else, the fact is a Khan. Right? A Khan. So don't worry, if it's Daniel, his brother, his cousin, sister, a Khan was charged for driving under the influence and got off scot-free. It was in the sunshine. I am not worried at the end of the day. You have to understand that when we came here in 2010, we came here to get it right. When I asked you to support the UNC and me, 2010, I believe quite firmly that you're getting it right. I thought then that Manning was so bad that Kamala can't be worse. Today, I live to see how wrong I was. Right. My friends, there is no Prime Minister before Kamala who was ever involved in such socially degrading activities as Kamala. There is no Prime Minister before Kamala in whose home you would have found 4 ounces of marijuana. There is no minister before Kamala in whose home you would have found a plant-like substance. There is no minister no prime minister before Kamala who would have been able to have a smoking room and a drinking room. No prime minister. I'm saying to you, therefore, before Kamala, you would never have found anybody going to Williams' house or George Chambers' house or Robbie house at 2 and 3 in the morning and lying on the car seat. You would never have found that. All these things have been laid at Kamala's feet. And all she said to the public, I put the thing in the hands of my attorneys. That's all. They asked her again and again and again, Kamala, do you smoke? She can't answer. Kamala, are you a victim of too much alcohol? She can't answer. Kamala, will you take a drug test before you make a second term? She can't answer. And she's been mooted and pushed as what stands for the UNC. She's been pushed as the only hope for the UNC and telling me that she wouldn't be paid with criminals and terrorists. She has more criminals in her cabinet than outside. And the fact is this, September the 8th, when everything is exposed, you know how many criminals there were in the cabinet. So therefore, I'm saying, she got it wrong. Kamala has gotten it wrong. And you may find that the time has come when you have to take it seriously because you have an election in about a month's time. But never before has any prime minister called an election within 3 months. 3 months. You know why? They want to rape the last penny from the treasury. They don't understand that at the end of the day, enough is enough. I keep asking myself and you all, in how many homes can Kamala live? Let me say 3. Christian, hers, and the criminal center. Okay, 3. But how many more? How many cars can you drive? How many? And you see, this goes on and on. And what is happening is there's greed. And we have to ask ourselves why there's so much greed. Why is there so much greed? Why is there so much corruption? Every corrupt act in this government cannot subscribe to. Kamala and I fell out because of the fact that I refused to allow her to tell me who to give contract to and who not to give it to. We fell out. I said to her, I will not do that. Either I'm the Minister of Roads and Transport or you are. So she moved me. No problem. No problem. But Kamala dictates who must get contract and who must not get. And tomorrow night in Tabaki, I will talk to them about sewage and contracts in Tabaki tomorrow. So at the end of the day, I'm saying to you, every corrupt act, Kamala says, well, she can't say I've been advised, I don't know. She knows fully well the Bitam wastewater treatment plant, one of the most corrupt things ever. One of the most corrupt ever. And you are telling me that Kamala doesn't know that? They have paid SIS almost $1 billion for doing 61% of the work. $1 billion they have paid him. And when you ask Hawaii, why? He said that's not my money, it's NGC owned. So who's NGC? Whose money is NGC? This is the same Hawaii who get a man who spent $400 million on live sport. The same Hawaii who get a man $36 million for doing nothing. And the list goes on and on and on. And I'm saying therefore that Kamala is as culpable as Hawaii and all the others. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by rhetoric. Ask yourself, in the history of this country, have you ever seen so many persons with false papers? In the old days, going to school and getting a degree, be a graduate was an honor. Today is how good you could forge a certificate is an honor. Why have we fallen so low? Why in the last 4 or 5 years we have fallen so low? We have fallen low to the point where to turn it back would take about 2 generations. And that is Kamala's legacy. Crime. She said that she will solve crime. Today, we are worse off with crime than before. But this was the same government that will solve crime in 120 days. 120 days. Has crime been solved in any way? Ask yourself, therefore, if at the end of the day, you have gotten a fair share for what you have invested in Canada since 2010. And the list could go on and on. But I'm telling you all of this to tell you that in Canada, what you see is not what you get. And in Canada, what that glitters is not gold. I have no cause to talk about Buliland. I say it. Let him talk. I won't answer. My role now until September 7 is to give it Canada. So who don't want to hear that? Please cock your heads. But Canada tonight, Canada tomorrow night, and Canada every night. Because it's I. What I want to say is I who put her there. And I owe it to this country to move on. Yeah. I didn't say to kick out, but don't worry. So I owe it to this country to move on. After I've done that, if by chance I have to go to my maker, so be it. I would have achieved my objective. But my objective tonight and for the next 4 weeks is to make sure that the UNC never ever get back in power.
Yes, right.
Never. You know, I was reading an article today about a fellow called Lord Sewell. Lord Sewell, this is the article here. Lord Sewell was caught smoking ganja with some prostitute. Look at here. Lord Sewell. As soon as the Mark bus, he had to resign. But Canada couldn't let, of course, Arnold resign. Because for Arnold to resign, he too will have to bust some mark on her. And therefore Canada, she is wholly to blame for what Arnold has become today. She could have saved Arnold by letting him go very early and let him pay for the errors of his ways. But she did not. And therefore I'm saying he has to pay the price for that. In England, yes, the fellow goes, but in Trinidad, nothing happens. Nothing happens. There is nobody in Canada's cabinet except Volley, and I hate to say Volley because Volley has, except Volley, who has been a scapegoat. There is nobody in the cabinet who Canada has stood up to. She can't. And at the end of the day, if she can't stand up to you, then she sends other people to do it for her. So where are we today? Canada has got it wrong. How can the ILP get it right? Let me talk to you therefore about Longdenville, where I live, and how in Longdenville we get it right. In the first case, in walking to Longdenville, I've seen too many listless youths. And this is a place where you have two big factories, Abel and Trinidad Clay Products. And I'm saying therefore, there is no reason for the young people in this village to be unemployed. And therefore this ILP government will ensure that these two companies begin an apprenticeship scheme for young people in the area. We shall give tax incentives to these firms to give these guys a training program, and after which they shall be employed in the factory or outside. But they'll have a 2-year training program in these two firms, and that I'm saying shall get tax incentives. As a young boy, I recall in Robinson, we would go there for cashew nut and roast and so on in those days. I'm saying therefore what we have to do is to revitalize agriculture and make sure that the local fruits are canned. Make sure agriculture here becomes sustainable once again. We have to aggressively increase access roads in Longdenville, in Enterprise, and environs, and to make sure also that the water supplies are improved. One of the things we have to do enterprise particularly, is to give people security of land tenure. Yesterday, in the price, a fellow was crying and showing me, look, he says, I can't go up, I can't go across because the land is not mine. I said, whose land it is? He says, Sac Mirage. I say, it's not really Sac Mirage own, but you know, Sac take it as his own. I said, well, listen, how long have you living here? 36 years. He said, so what can I do? I said, listen to me, my friend. September the 8th, we have a lady here who's a champion in land security. You can manage it. You come down on September the 8th. Get a delegation, we shall take care of you all. Because you cannot tell me, land you live in. When you build your house and your home, you have no security of tenure. So therefore, we shall make sure that the lands are not done very early, no certificate of comforting. That is a meaningless piece of paper. Has no value. You can't go in the bank with it, you can't go in the shop, you can't go anywhere with it. And when you die, it dies. So further that, we shall give you leases for the land that you have. And we shall buy the land, not at the market price, but at the price Sac paid for it when you got it. And Sac got it for nothing. We also, side by side with agriculture, we also shall have a food insurance system. So when there are floods and your crops are lost, the food insurance that we shall introduce shall help to cushion you against the effects of the flooding. We shall also, in this area, encourage community-based farms, because these community-based farms will help to produce food, and the food shall be cheaper and better for the citizens of the country. Farmers also shall be given financial support that will help them to improve themselves. They'll be given small loans. They'll be given of course, some seeds from a seed bank that will help them to produce. We shall also complete the community center in Enterprise. It's 90% complete when the PM left office. In 2010, when Manning left office, Enterprise Community Center was 90% complete. Next month, when Kamala leaves office, that same center is 85% complete. The center here in Longdenville needs to be refurbished, and that too shall be fixed. Because at the end of the day, that's where you have to congregate and play and meet your friends and so on. So therefore, we are coming to you not merely to ask for support, but we are coming to you to show you how under the ILP we are getting it right.
Yes, man.
We can get it right.
Yeah.
And with your help, with your collective help, we shall get it right. I said before, I say again, don't let the sins of Kamala follow your children. Don't let the sins of Kamala follow your children. She ain't talking to terrorists, that's okay. She ain't talking to criminals, that's okay. She ain't talking to fugitives, that's okay. But please, do not talk to your children. If you want to see your children black, let Kamala talk to them. And that's fair. And as I end, I want to tell you that this Longdenville is where I grew up. At the age of 12, I recall I was in the school garden and I was there cleaning a bed. There is a gardening, a bed. I said to the principal, Mr. Isaac Senna, he said, well, what happened? What happened? I said, so, Clary gave me the bigger half to clean. And that is why I am angry. He said, bigger half? Oh, you have bigger half and smaller half. And he opened me up. And from that day to now, I know half and bigger and smaller. It's two halves. And those are the kind of memories I have of Longdenville. I got a bigger half. So I therefore have some very, very lovely memories of this place. The first councillor in this village was Sam Jatan. And Sam Jatan, which is by the cemetery, was able to work for the whole community. African and Indian, Chinese and Portuguese, Sam Jatan was the person. Today what Kamala has done, Kamala has put his country back. Today this country is more divided than ever before. We are on the brink of collapse. We are tottering. We are tottering. And then you're telling me that this is the legacy of belief. Just yesterday, I read the Sunshine newspaper. Brent Sancho, who working to Sally Grandy all over the place, crazy. Right? Who you working with? He working with drug lords and murderers. That's that. The only person come and talking to them. Right? I giving people, of course, money to play football. 10,000, 20,000. That food, you could eat football. You could eat box drain. Right? That's what he's doing. Doesn't understand that times have changed. Have you ever seen Gaitio in politics? Or Latapi in politics? You know why? Because they are two footballers. Sancho is a fraud. And he's a fraud of the highest order. But I want to leave that for next week. I want to brand new. So as I close, therefore, I want to say thanks to all of you for having me here tonight. Tonight's meeting marks the beginning, not the end. I'm sure we'll come here again, but we are going from tonight here is our 42nd or 43rd community meeting. We are going to hold up to 100, and then we shall hold some large meetings. Beckham, when he came to Longdenville, had promised to build a stadium for Longdenville. But you see, if he had done it, they had started taking bribes. So to him, thank God. So I'm saying to you, therefore, it was nice having me here. I had to come back home, and the kind of memories I have, such of course shops like Patel Shop and Chilisang and so on, Wong Hee and Wong Sing, all these guys, those were guys who I used to play with and line with, and therefore a sense of nostalgia has come upon me as of tonight. I thank all of you for having me here, and please, I want to tell you, for your sake and ours, for your children's sake, my friends, try to get it right. Thank you.